Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting, riveting, maddening Propagandacast from your host ImperialDane, Master Propaganda here of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, Catcher of Cats, and apparently also being bitten by cats. Off here to a 2 vs 2 on Liernux. The setting is 1944, the Ardennes. The Allies are counter-attacking, having finally breasted off the initial parts of the German assault. We got here Captaineasy with the 19th Division being backed up by elements of the 7th Armoured. Versus these, we got ImperialDane himself fighting here for the German army. They're marked with Encirclement Doctrine and HerrOber with fortifications, Feursturm and special operations. With some infantry, Sturmpane, Jagdpanzer bulletins. I got double Panzermann and Panzerfaust, and Captaineasy has gone straight for Recon support with triple Sherman bulletins. He wants those Sherman shining, and we got Ahmet here with special weapons, Vanguard and mobile assault with triple infantry. Rushing here straight for the centre of the north, we got HerrOber there making his own aggressive moves there. I'm sort of slowly moving ahead there, taking a more measured approach because the Brits going to rush for the centre somewhere. The other usually I find in those situations the British is going to rush the British is rushing somewhere. It's better not to try and play directly into it because you're not going to be able to beat them if they're dug in already. So rather trying to play around for it and then bring up artillery or something else tends to be your best bet in my experience. Section moving up here, other section falling back here under cover of fire from the nearby storehouse here with the gunneries pulling ahead and before turning ahead. In the south, pioneers pushing forwards there. I mean, no point trying to draw him in initially since I don't have flamethrowers for them. HerrOber by the way is committed to Feursturm. I imagine to help deal with all the stuff here. Flamethrowers of course being helpful, maybe some MP40s, incendiary rounds, and who knows, maybe even a flamhetzer. Second gunneries got on the way there for me. Of North HerrOber's making good progress with the Feursturm and the Sturmpanies have suffered a bit. They could run up to grab territory as it's mostly been focused just securing this part of the map before even trying to grab anything. Back at the Allied base, we get out the third gun in there for the British player or the American who's just bringing up more infantry and other stuff. Section running up here, so for all sections here for Ahmet, gunneries pushing up into the MD4 parts covering fire. More gunneries there moving into the centre of the map. Pioneers just continuing their path in the south. Basil is utterly hyperactive and has now run downstairs. In the centre here, north centre, HerrOber's made good progress trying to flank up behind here, get behind the Allies, in this case pursuing a rifle squad that is close to death. Slow survivor. His men cut down by the Nazis. Gonna have to fall back soon for their repulse as well. Grenadiers moving up here, section falling up into the house to try and hold out. Down here, section hanging up as well, getting some medical kits on the way, and there you go, mortar on the way to blast out those Tommies. Skirmish continue here, and there we go. HerrOber being pushed back by the rifle. Then Kuban no securing territory here. Rolling through the terrain. With full grenadiers and a truck on the way there for HerrOber. Captaineasy here, following up with an ambulance. No sign of tech yet for him, probably not prioritising. As for Ahmet, we got a fast tech there into a fast sniper here against the Huns. Going to shoot them out of the hidey holes. Grenadier there being brought up to blast the way through the British hiding positions. Fill them with high explosives. One way of doing it until you get flamethrower, something which case you can be using smoke screens, or you could just flank up here and you sneak up on the other side with a flamethrower. That's also one way of using them. Always section fall back, hitting heads from the machine guns. The gunneries can also begin to advance. The pioneers creeping up here with their schmeissers, and there you go, sending Ahmet's forces running. Back here, there we go, going to go for a third gunneer squad up north. Bit of skirmishing between HerrOber and Captaineasy. Pioneer advancing, going through the centre here. Going to deal with the Tommies up there while grabbing the centre fuel point. So far the Allies have got both fuel points, meaning they can sort of get ahead here aggressively, and looks like Ahmet there might in fact be going straight ahead either for bolted sections or the bolted section. I was about to say the AC upgrade there, but he's aiming for bolted section first. Ambulance up aggressively at the front for Captaineasy to back up his men with fresh healthcare. Forces pushing northwards here for HerrOber. Going to set up what looks like a aggressive battle group headquarters there to provide a backbone for his forces. We'll see if it actually results in any MP40s here for HerrOber. Might see a flamethrower though, but MP40s tend to be sort of a much more so-and-so for most Oberkommando players. I mean, they tend to usually just go for the flamethrowers. The Stuka drops and tends to be it really. Maybe with the go flamethrower guns they'll use some incendiary munitions, but MP40s tend to see a little usage. Flamheads is not a huge fan, and Opel Blitzes are also very rare in my experience. And before the section here, we got the sniper there backing up. 3 kills so far there for King and Country. And the South troops pushed back there by a few stout German grenadiers. Mortar fire, they're actually landing more or less on top of the sniper. Doesn't quite kill the fiend, but does send him scurrying back to his base. Up north point, the escort forces doing plenty advancing. HerrOber making good progress up here, grabbing the northern fuel point. Back here, reinforcement and healing going for him. And our battle group headquarters up here. Trying to rush out something else here to put pressure on the Tommies. Sturm Pioneers. Oh, there we go, getting the flamethrowers up. But they're taking so much damage already now, they're going to have to retreat almost immediately. So holding the centre, progressing in the south. Ganadenwerfer being slightly shifted about here to try and support HerrOber and his offences up north. Like to make a nice company done. There we go, line figure on the way there for HerrOber. Kuvan there being forced away there. So we got a big push here for Captaineasy. Charging forward for democracy. Troops reinforcing, line figure halfway down there for HerrOber. Might then activate some incendiary munitions. Lots of blasting there, and we got a big push into the south here from Ahmet, double section sniper. Slight move into the centre, might just be trying to keep me pinned down there and concede the south to him. Could be an idea. Sniper there, they're caught by the Gunleys and very rapidly retreats. Gunleys moving north here to support in the north, they're backing up HerrOber. Nothing happening in the like to make a nice company yet. Could go for the 2-2, but of course versus the Brits, and due to the terrain I'm mostly fighting in, Panzer Grenadiers could also be a very good choice here. And there you go, Panzer Grenadier. Hardened men of the 116th Panzerdivision Minhund. Ahmet floating a bit of manpower, the machine gun on watch. Pioneers sneaking about, they got a mortar thing up there for Captaineasy, rather close to the front line. Captain up our way, could get pack howitzers, stewards, and anti-tank guns here for Captaineasy. Interesting choice in particular, considering he's got recon support, which rather means he can at least get the anti-tank guns more or less with the airdrop combat group, but guess that's his decision. Pushing to the center, big push here from Captaineasy and Ahmet. MD42 gunners going to try and load them more from mortar nearby as well. Panzer Grenadier, they find around to the front line in the south, sneaking about there as well from Ahmet. MD42 getting mentioned to one, but we got the sniper there back in action, dealing with the machine gun crew, forcing that one back. HerrOber though is quick to take advantage of the slackening of the northern line here to basically get into the town from the north and flank Captaineasy and Ahmet. Very good work there. Mortar taking a few hits in each retreat. Sappers and an AC on the way there for Ahmet now. No sign of MP40 here for HerrOber. Might be just he ends up going for assault rifles all the way. Panzer Grenadier moving in. Mortar on the retreat, and there you go. Sniper kill on the Panzer Grenadiers already. Not the best start there to their arrival on the battlefield. Or their debut. Up north here, Fulters versus the Liernux, trying to volley fire them, but negative cover. Oh, they actually pull it off. Kind of lucky there for Captaineasy, but still nice to see one actually using the ability. Artillery fire rain down here. Still no sign of upgrades for the Fulters Grenadier there for HerrOber. Sturm Pioneer Flammers doing well. We've got recon support. INR Pathfinders out there for Captaineasy, artillery, and of course other fun things about. Section flanking about here. Casualties inflicted though on Captaineasy. Lots of action here in the south. Ahmet continues up there. We got 2-2 up here to back up the troops there. Provide some more mobile elements, and there we go. We got the AC out here for Ahmet. Making me slightly regret going for the 2-2 there. Just a bit. It can still be useful, of course, but I have to be much more mindful of things since the AC can more or less just straight up destroy the 2-2 without much contest. So, on the other hand, if I use the 2 correctly, I can at least keep some of Ahmet's other troops sort of away. HerrOber taking advantage of all the stuff going in the north here to just grab everything there, so I'm keeping the allies tied down in the centre south. Gunneers are close being rolled out, need to retreat. Panzer Gunneers are back for reinforcements. Line for gun, they're providing support here, and we got another line for gun out here for HerrOber. He's bringing up the full light infantry Geschutzbatterie. Sending out people, that's the 2-2. We got mines up here as well for Ahmet, who is yet to go for the doctrine. And artillery there basically shattering that small house by the fuel point. Section moving forward into the incendiary plant, of course, the flamethrower pioneers. A bold move there by Ahmet, which only results in pain and suffering for the sappers as they just take the brunt of the German firepower here. Using the house in this case to keep the 2 up close just to get more damage in. Snipers retreating, doesn't want to take any chances. Up north, HerrOber forced to get a bit of ground once more here as Captaineasy counterattacks. Double line for guns already to provide artillery support there. Back here, reinforcement. Nothing further happening there. No tag up, no medic bunkers. Of course, at this stage, I might want to go for a Pack 40 first up deal with the AC. Though I have managed to do some damage to it, and I guess some of HerrOber's line for guns also did a bit of good work. So that's a lot of light artillery pieces so far on the battlefield. We've got 1 American, 1 German, and 2 light infantry guns as well. Up north, Greyhound out here for Captaineasy, providing some light motorized support for his men. 5th Cavalry being and of course got the canisters round as well. Very nice little thing in the hands of the right player. Routing HerrOber's remaining infantry up north. Line guns are quite exposed to this, and he does not have any anti-tank weapons or anything else that we got like Kevin that's being hauled forwards. Greyhound has a very good chance they're getting wiped though on the full gunners, but they've got a Kevin sets up, gets hit there on the Greyhound. Close shave here, but he escapes with the Greyhound. A sharp turn in and escape here through the northern paths. Works out. Mortar placement setting up here for Ahmet. Somebody's trying to seize as much set. Also skirmish with the Toms in the south. The other trying away for over. That's like them with the sharp punted quarters. Section they're caught with the machine guns. Now they're blasting away. Mortar emplacement halfway done. There we go. Close to the snow once more, but not quite in the south. 2-2 rolling in. Incendiary just laying down the law of the Third Reich here on any Tommies that pop their heads out a bit too far. Up north, land guns continue to blast away. We got troops pushing forward here. Captain out in the open being slowly murdered. AC good to go. And we got 25 pounder gun fire here from Ahmet, and the mortar plays also joining in the fun now. House is immediately being evacuated as that is becoming target practice for every British artilleryman within 5 miles of kilometers. Well, I think 6 kilometers? Anyways. Sniper there and getting hit on the mortar back here. Troops in reinforcing. Well, not healing, reinforcement, just still having kind of medic bunker up there. 2-2 going to creep up, get him some hits. But not good situation if the R's going to get control of both fuel points. Again, that really is going to mean a lot of tanks out before us. Bit of skirmishing there. Panzerfaust on the AC, slowing them down just a tad. No tank up, machine gun just reinforcing. And we got another push here from Captaineasy, pushing back there. HerrOber's light infantry Geschütz. His front set of sharp punted corps will help defend the north and victory point, the northeastern one a bit better, but still a pretty prickly situation. Pack 40 there, but it's quickly being pushed back as the Allies are just swarming here. The centre west or south front. But there we go, huge flank here from HerrOber, getting behind the rifle and puts at least one wipe there. Noting no MP40s here from HerrOber. Just Sturmgewehr 44. Certainly the centre there is becoming a bit of a artillery training field already. More fire there. Punchers advancing here, catching the sappers out and pathfinders out in the open. Have a chance of getting wiped here with the Sturmgewehrs, and yes, Yankees wiped out. A bit of loss there for Captaineasy, who's actually a bit low in units. Ahmet still not coming into a doctrine, not coming into much in general there. HerrOber swinging through the north aggressively. AC pulling through the ruins. Pack 40 opening up the direct hit on the AC there. Smoke screen popped up, which actually allows him to advance through the smoke screen. Clever move there by Ahmet. Sturm Pioneers spawning has a good chance of losing the Pack 40 here. Did not anticipate that move. Got the 2-2 moving up. Almost got the AC there, actually. Greyhound though rounding Pack 40 by MG42 mortar gunners all around. Bit of a hodgepodge then, a bit of a mess to be honest. Going to be a full retreat here, and I will not be able to save the Pack 40. That was a really terrible development for me. Machine gun needs to retreat. Overall, a rather bad turn of events here. Machine gun also wiped. Things went from bad to even worse. HerrOber doing what he can here, slowly pressuring from the north, but I have still lost machine gun. And a Pack 40. Grenadiers advancing there. At least didn't lose the machine gun, that's something. Panzer Grenadiers advancing. M20 falling back. We need to put pressure. The artillery fire just rains down unrelentingly like hammer blows. Small chance again the Greyhound here. There we go. Panzerfausting it up for the fatherland. Falling a bit back here. And we actually got one MP40 upgrade out here for HerrOber. Very nice, very nice. Quick battle to Ladung down the rifleman, doing some damage but not enough. Panzer will have to fall back. We got no tech up yet there either. A bit too preoccupied with a lot of things, it seems, which is not good. Should be paying a bit more attention to those other matters. HerrOber will make good progress in the north there. Healing now happening at the battle group headquarters for HerrOber. And I finally get some tech up on those. Still need to get a medic bunker up. Fortunately, with the MP40s of 3, not bad at all. In fact, they got the highest kill count out of any. I mean, the MP40s on the full screens can be surprisingly effective. The issue is just getting them close enough. And of course, your opponent not immediately hitting retreat either, at which point again you just sort of kind of go naff. Tech halfway down there, need to fix up the 2-2. Panzerguns are also almost good to go. And tech up there for Ahmet, company command post. More riflemen there for Captaineasy, who is not having the most straightforward of times there. Ahmet, though, still remains doctrineless. Also, Mark 1's consider at least upgrading some of the gunneries with light machine guns. And ambush camouflage on the MD42 would also be pretty good. So on a few paths they consider. We got trenches being dug into the centre to help defend the fuel point there. Gonna sweep for the south to come as much munition as possible. HerrOber following up with a second Recon. A lot of support was there for HerrOber. Lots. Feursturm pioneers being pushed back by the AC and the entrenched section. Mortar up, Grenadiers up as well. And the support court is finally happening there for Deutschland. Artillery fire raining up north here, landing to the close to the light infantry guns and like Caden with a bit of problem for HerrOber. Smoke screen pop there, he certainly likes using that one. And we got here an attempt at using the incendiary rounds to clear out the mortar emplacement, but we got artillery called in here on the light infantry guns to basically silence them, so quick counter battery there from Ahmet. Good moving about, Panzer on the way there. The first Panzerkampfwagen 4. HerrOber is not quite there yet, though he is close. He is close. Ground the southern victory point, and the Allies got a lead county hitting all the fuel point there. Good move at Captaineasy, good move. And Panzer IV halfway down there, big pushing from the British into the south. Pioneers advancing, MD42 hanging back, machine gun air being repositioned to deal with the advancing riflemen. Heavy pushes across the front here by the Allies. And there you go, HerrOber going for his own Panzer IV. As my own is almost there. Second pushing back the Grenadiers. Flanking up behind, going for the 2-2. Rolling in aggressively, could risk getting Panzer, of course being drawn close to the Schwerpanzer quarters, which could result in them losing the AC without doing enough. And there you go, so while he might have gotten the 2-2, I would not say AC is a worthwhile trade for it. In fact, that was a pretty good trade for me, considering the 2-2 doesn't cost him as much. But he follows up here with a support bombardment here from Captaineasy. The cluster bombs going off, then the South Pioneers there, pushing forward. Panzer IV moving in the centre there. Feursturm heroically, well, exposing themselves to everything. In fact, kind of done, isn't it? Panzer IV moving in here, pinning up machine on the way. Second Panzer IV almost done there. Oh, first one's done for HerrOber. And there you go, trying to run all these bunched up sections. Didn't quite go the way I'd hoped, but still got a few good hits there with the Panzerkampfwagen 4s, high explosive rounds. They'll try and push up, we do some harassment there. And Martin's being laid down, Pack 40 there being repositioned. Almost got a hit there on the section, in fact, almost got a wipe. And all of a sudden, the gunner turns out to suddenly have a case of hysterical blindness. I don't know, he just can't hit the pack house, despite being able to hit retreating infantry quite well. Maybe the gunner's actually, is a Tyrannosaurus Rex that can't see, when it's, if it isn't moving, maybe, I don't know. Either way, that pack house somehow survives numerous shots from the Panzer IV, much to my chagrin there. Pulling up with the infantry in this case, though, straight artillery hits here, the mortar emplacement seemingly has a very close effective range, considering everything, and that's not working out too well there. Units being forced to retreat, quantities and wipes here, not a good push at all, in fact. Well, the initial bit was good, but the infantry follow-up was atrocious. Guys, Panzer falling from the north, though. No pinlock machine gun there. 22 kills there. Captain blasted by the Panzer IV. More pioneers on level up road pairs. Still need a medic bunker up. At this stage in particular, some of the state of my men are in. The centre is largely turning into a moon crater landscape. I said things just being leveled by continuous artillery fire. Ahmet there following up with a Firefly, flooding manpower there. He definitely should begin to spend some of it on caches or anything else really, and really should go for Doctrine. Machine to open the section there, pushing down to the ground. South launching against the Panther 4, close to being murdered out. And Jackson's main gun is out of there. Captaineasy there, got 2 attempts to use as a tank and did not work out too well there. In fact, that was an issue with the American High Command before the Ardennes. The American tank destructor was being used as tanks, so they actually pulled away half of them and placed them into tank guns, which basically meant they got overrun by the Germans. Panther 4 hits a mine in a really bad spot, and that's going to result in loss of the Panther 4 me, rather unfortunately. Troops almost been murdered out. Because they're pulling in aggressively against Captaineasy. Ahmet really needs to begin spending that manpower. Floating 1,000 there is not very sensible. He go for support weapons, caches to support his teammate. There's a lot of things we're really good doing. Goes here for the land matches. Commanders, I guess, also be on the table here for Ahmet. Rifle grenade off here, punches advancing. Need to replace some of the troops I've been losing here and probably consider just some Stugs. But it's going to be Blitzkrieg, considering I'm finding most in the south centre, and it's not really great Stug country, to be honest. So obviously I might just want to consider Panzer Force instead. Not they're going to do hugely better, but they might just do a tad better. We're moving on the centre fuel point there. Of North Recon support, or Captaineasy with the Recon support is going to push in the fuel point. More commanders out there, or first command squad there for Ahmet. Sneaking in right behind the support weapons, though rather low on health. Troops turn the machine around those Tommy bastards, even as artillery is raining down.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Commanders, there you go, Foster ship, but they're going to be retreating right into the MD-42. Couldn't we choose a better path? Shut it and run! And it looks like the commanders will survive despite running straight at an MG-42. Usually not what you want to actually do in a case of encountering an MG-42. Do not retreat right towards it. Cluster bombs held against HerrOber's machine almost taken out there. Back here healing reinforcement. I still have failed to build a medic bunker there. Companies being pushed back. Line 3 guns still at it here for the German army. He's following up with the Flammheads to burn out those Encirclement Yankees. And that's definitely one way of doing it. Which also means so far as to make more use of the docks than most players will ever have. I mean, MP40s, Flammheads, I mean, that's pretty good. And of course the incendiary munitions, and he's just hammering here at the mortar emplacement. And actually killed the mortar, or the pack archer crew there, very good. But Liernux in his Panzer 4 a bit too much. We've got the Jackson ready to blow up that Kraut tank. Around the northern victory point, and the Allies set up a notable lead here. We got the section being pushed back by the Feursturm there now with 24 kills. Land matches unleashing hell here on HerrOber's positions. There we go. Line for gun crew silenced. But the land matches rocket, and looks like the other one might also perish doing all of this. He's just running through the centre here. And got a second Panzer out here. Rifle force out to the open. MP44 is just marching there for everything, going straight for the land matches. At least something nearby. And a quick grenade against the sappers. Decent hit. With a regular Sherman on the way for Captaineasy and the 19th Infantry Division. Companies falling up here. No light machine guns. Just aiming up here for close to the pocket. Though probably should have gone for some light machine guns at some point. Anyways. Of course the chick's going to be setting up for it. And of course finding the right time to set up for it. Though of course I can also just pop it for sort of more general mortar support across the entire front. Commanders is caught by the MD-34 with incendiary Imperial Panzers pulling hit. Good use of the ability there. It's rare amongst them. Players to use it is even rare amongst Oberkommandeur players to use that ability. Fun fact. Up north here, Flammheads, so there we go. At it. Burning the Yankees. Scorching them. There you go. Push here for the emplacement. Panzer gaining virtually 19 kills and 20. Morton plays him down to less than half health. There we go.
The enemy are attacking.
Bracing for impact. And there you go, cluster bombs off. Could see a wipe in the pants grenadiers, which would be rather unfortunate. Firefly there gets stunned up.
The enemy cut our supply line.
And we got the Jackson moving in. Aggressor rifles in the south, they're finally stopped. And far up north, he's at it again here. HerrOber just on the watch here repairing his stuff. And otherwise reinforcing there. And finally, almost half an hour into the game, I build a medic bunker. Way too late for me, to be honest, way too late. Bits still flying off. Burning the pack forward, they're gaining Veteran 4. And there you go, ambushing the Sherman with a double Arcadian efforts. Pop goes that weasel in the South Firefly, the Essen standby. 28 kills in those folks with MP40s. They're really just doing heavy lifting compared to any of his infantry. Really impressive what he can do. But well handled there, go quick grenade off. Part of me would have figured actually going for a smoke grenade there. I mean, that would just cover for a lot of fire, but decided against the land matches off. Firefly backing up the commander squad heading for the southern victory point. We got the veteran 3 mortgages trying to murder something. And those that grenadier needs to retreat. The rest are dead, and he's not got long for this world if he doesn't get out of there. But there you go, medic bunker up. But again, way too bloody long for me to get it going. Sturmgeschütz following up here. Flamheads with a damaged engine, not looking too good there. He could consider adding a machine gun on it as well. I really should add some light machine guns to my gun. I even want to make sure I can close the pocket at any time. I still feel like having 3 gun escorts at this stage without anything is not remotely optimal. Basin flying up there for Captaineasy. I wonder what he wants to go for them at this stage. Maybe some mines and just something else. Who knows? There you go, though. Command squad here, but the gun is in the pencil is virtually free and negative cover. Might not be able to get a wipe off there, but still get some heavy damage on those commando bastards. Multiple placement there with 6 kills, virtually 3. Sturmgeschütz almost done. Flamheads have managed to extract yourself from the mess up north here. Captaineasy. I don't know why I call him Reconeasy, but Captaineasy. And HerrOber continues to skirmish out here. Orbs of Darden. Sandbags laid up the previous for some, I'm guessing HerrOber. Cluster bombs in again here for Captaineasy. He loves those cluster bombs. He absolutely does. And they can be quite effective. And that's even having been repeatedly nerfed. Sturmgeschütz there. Panther 4 being fixed up. Loss of the veteran machine crew is a bit of a loss there for HerrOber. And the 116th Panzerdivision Windhund digging in for the south. Centre's pretty much just no man's land at this stage. So much artillery though. We got the mortar emplacements, the land match. In fact, there's 2 out here for Ahmet. Captaineasy's got his own mortar. HerrOber's got the double lantern guns and still got a mortar as well. Sturmgeschütz sitting out. Sniper creeping up here for the centre. Just continuing bombardment here. Machine being caught in it. Pushing through the south of the Panther on the Sturmgeschütz. Panzer's going to be moving in as well here. Shoots and misses the Firefly. Stug misses. Panzerfaust goes off. Of course, doesn't damage the engine. That did not work out at all. That did not work out. When the center unit wiped out, wasn't paying attention. Bit of a loss there. I think that was a Pioneer squad. In fact, my remaining Pioneer squad. So I'm going to focus on placing those there. Good. Jackson flanks. Punishing me here for my approach here, which was not well executed. Jackson's almost got it. Moves a bit too far ahead. They actually end up losing a bit to the Stug. Maybe. Oh, he misses it. And it is moving in, Firefly moving in, Stug down, Mark's had a chance of getting the Panther's damage engine off, Veteran 2 gained, main gun destroyed. Grenadiers spreading forward just to make sure to cut off anything that might try and take out my Panther 4 there. There we go, Panther fasting the Firefly. And meanwhile, here up north, he got a big push here for HerrOber, taking advantage of everything happening there in the south to just make a rush here for the mortar plate, try and silence here with his flammenhetzer, which, as you might notice, isn't doing a ton of damage. Crawling here for Ahmet, bringing up more armor of his own. Panther they're trying to escape, not looking good. He's got another Panther out though, and popping close to the pocket, not so much because he got stuff cut off, just to try and support him around here because it does quite light to support on any frontline sectors, meaning theoretically they could begin landing mortar rounds about. So just a bit of nerve there. There you go. I think some units actually take some damage from it, being pushed back. I might be wrong. Oh, the arrows a bit on the defensive. The land matches are unleashing absolute hell here. The 2 pawns, whilst they are still ahead, most of them retreating as everything explodes around it. The trees, the dirt, the squirrels. If they haven't already run, they definitely explode. Fix out the Firefly, cribbing ahead with infantry. Another trot on the way of HerrOber. He might be trying to set out here for a King Tiger next. He just wants for some repairs, which isn't a bad idea. Which is not a bad idea at all. Truck out there, and Pioneers and later replaced once lost. In fact, also went for another Pentagon in this fort just for infantry to help tackle the Allied infantry. Putting at 5, which is rather where sort of say I've actually got an awful lot of infantry. Definitely should not be getting any more. Of course, I still need Pioneers. Panzer 1 need repairs. Slowly approaching Metro 2, but still some time off there. Still some time off. Firefly there rolling ahead. Panther going to be standing about, and there you go. Firefly rockets off. Panther 4 down. Bit of loss there for HerrOber. Scavenging for the north. Victory point there being fanatically defended. 29 kills with the forces, of course, with the MP4s at that range, they're going to do absolutely next to nothing. An option you could consider is actually smoking and then rushing ahead, but it just pops a regular grenade, which ends up working just as well. 32 kills on those folks going to do. 32. They're really just doing their part for the fatherland. Commandos laying down demo charges there. Ahmet is at work. And machine gun crew there wiped out by the incessant land matching. Right, normal taking that guy, the show rolling ahead. And Captaineasy now committing to Scots for some light artillery support here of the moving kind. Noting that I wait for the cap, he's actually not gone for single pack howitzer, which could have been helpful in certain stages. Infantry moving ahead here, spotting the demo charge just in time. And not that, of course, that would have been pretty ugly. Quick, not Gibraltar instead is a light cannon bomb, which was sort of a percussive grenade, meaning it actually didn't have a timer on it. It just hit something and then it went boom. It was also a bit unique and actually sort of determine this explosive charge yourself, adding different amounts of plastic explosives to it, so it could be used as an anti-tank grenade or an anti-infantry grenade. So a little fun fact there. Air Recon's in there from Captaineasy to try to spot out what HerrOber's up to here. Could do with some reinforcement there. 2 Panther force coming in the centre, in the south infantry moving through. Going to try and pressure up here and sort of hit around there. Now the Panther on the way there. In the centre, got the machine gun here under fire from most of what Captaineasy's got. He's trying to blast his way through it. And far up north, got the flam-headed work here, closing on Metro 2. Still no pin on that machine gun fort. He really should consider it. He really should consider it. Snarber there, 33 kills, veterans of 3. Second plant of almost done. And also find out upgrading they're going to do with light machine guns. Realising that probably any time soon I'm not going to find any sort of good spot to call in the close pocket anyway, so it's better off just to focus on my gun ideas, and I should have done that much sooner than I actually ended up doing. Definitely way too late then upgrading the gun to these light machine guns, and how too late in getting out a blind medic bunker. Panzer IV, they're closing on veteran 3, need to fall back. Those since there's an awful lot of angry Americans about. There we go, British Army hunt here for the Panzer IV. Quick blitzkrieg maneuver to get to a safer spot here. Line to gun bar is still abandoned, no one's picking that one up. Panzer IV's Valley rolling in, utterly unsupported into the south. Kind of risky there, but me to be honest, I know what's been lying there. If you say mines, I'm saying the Fireflies here could have really been punished, but in this case, though, the British army is far up north, though it is reacting to my southern push. And there you go, jamming the turret ring here with the Panzer IV. Firefly rockets, one hit. Kind of these McForts to try and Panzer fires. None of my Panzer IVs, but they actually hit the bastard. Promenade flanking up behind, going to have to fall back with the Panzer I, so I end up pushing 14 in a desperate attempt to get the Firefly set. Shots actually bouncing off the front llama repeatedly. And now we got the landmass joining in there. Panzer IV down, need to retreat before I get most of my stuff wiped out here. Benches one game, the Panzer IV Cromlech closing in here. Mortar bar is still at it, 8 kills. But this is turning into a right down mess for me. Empty flying up here, flanking up behind. I lack anything to finish off the Cromwells. This is pretty risky. And there you go, the HerrOber to the rescue with a Panzer IV. Very nice to see that. Panzer is starting to deal with the infantry. Gun is backing up with light machine guns. Closing back to fear the Panzer IV. Mortar being overwhelmed. Machine gun there finally grabbed. I forgot about it. So Captaineasy did me the favour, of course, and just turned it against me. And there you go, Panzer IV gaining veteran 3. Quick counter-attack here from the north MD-34s to the Feursturm. Still lost the mode on the machine gun, and we got a series of cluster bombs called in on the centre of victory point just to further make things difficult. More pioneers arriving there, having lost another squad. Flamhead to there, veteran 2, 7 kills. Still think you should add a pin machine to it. Of course, you might be saying that mission's here for the rocket barrage of this state, I guess. Stage, not state. And indeed he was. And I'm guessing over here. Right, with all the supporters, I've actually got Pack House at the back in action. Actually, take one, I forgot about it, by the way. Stuka barrage destroys there the anti-tank gun, but doesn't destroy so much else. Except maybe HerrOber's dreams of, a really effective Stuka barrage that kills a lot of stuff. Flamheads are slowly approaching veteran 3, actually. I still think she had a machine gun. Panzer IV then dying at repairs really badly. We got a fresh tank out here for Ahmet and the 7th Armoured Division. 26 kills there. The MP-44 with 32 still. Commandos blasting through here, no man's land, straight to grenades and other things. Does the commandos finally bite the dust this time? But no, they do not. In fact, we also got the landmass being moved up aggressively. It's just so much artillery. So much. But that does tend to be the sort of thing that happens with maps like Liernux. They're generally just a series of choke points, and choke pointy maps tend to be very much favored by artillery. Unfortunately. Flamheads are there falling back. Fixing up the Panzer IV, another one on the way. Firefly up there, actually very close to 3, which is pretty good for Ahmet, obviously. Less good for me or for HerrOber. And HerrOber, I think, is basically at this stage just stalling for King Tiger. 35 kills in the MP-40 Feursturm. They just tank through the allies like a hot knife through butter. We can do this, just keep the trigger finger down when the allies are there and not when they aren't there, Fritz. I saw what you did for a few minutes ago, you idiot. Promenade watching straight to the camp of Belfast, but we got the land matches then throwing its own rockets at them. Firefly moving up, the absolute pandemonium in the north here, so the entire thing is turned into something straight of an apocalyptic scene from the Renaissance. If they actually knew what land mattresses looked like. Firefly then down to veteran half health, moving up to transport here, save HerrOber's Panzer IV. Gonna be a close shave here, Panzer IV getting there too. There you go, the Firefly goes down. Does his Panzer IV make it? It's super slow and low in health there. Panzer IV going for the Scot here. Almost got it. Bit risky here, but if he can get rid of the Scot, I could also relieve some pressure here off him. Panzer IV, the dust go down. Second Panzer IV out from me. And we got his Flammheads moving in there. There we go, Scot down. Bit of loss there for Captaineasy. And of course, a big loss for Ahmet. He lost both his Cromwell and his Firefly. His Ace Firefly is not something he's going to be able to easily replace here. Flamheads are just driving about. They're scorching Americans left, right, and centre. Far up north there, Panzer IV's looking for a safer path to get back to safety with. Also, this is a stage when our computer beginning to struggle a bit with all the just deformation of terrain when it actually, eats up a lot of resources for the computer. I mean, it's already a big map. Toss in like the extreme deformation here, my computer's starting to sort of struggle a bit, which actually sort of made it a bit harder to play at this stage. I'll admit I was playing amazing in this match. Certainly the terrain deformation did not do me any favours. Flamheads are finally back to dust there. Bit of loss there for HerrOber. MP44 to the rescue again. Those guys are just real troopers. There we go. Panzer pursuing the Jazz. If we can take it out, of course, it would be huge. That'll be another tank. American tanks are just left burning. Just so much time deformation. I mean, this is slowly turning into the bloody moon in France, Belgium, wherever. So it's supposed to be Le Mans. Anyways, Panzer, they're pursuing here the retreating sections. Mine's being laid down, but might not be fast enough here. The Panzer F strikes here for the 116th Panzer Division. Of North, Sturm Pioneers valiantly charging forwards back up, but also on an MG34. Rifleman being suppressed. Sturm Pioneers gaining veteranly 5. Rarely see that. Well played there by HerrOber for sure. Well played. Scorching at the Yankees and the snow. Efficiency, ladies and gentlemen, efficiency. But then the Sturm Pioneers get wiped by the artillery. Morton plays part is still there. 13 kills. Another Firefly out here for him. Panzer one back here to the mechanized ready for repairs. HerrOber slowly approaching there the King Tiger, the Königstiger, as I'm just saving up for more, I think, regular armor. There you go, veteran 3 Panzer going to deal with 28 kills. I just retreat there because of all the mortar fire there. I just don't think I want to stick them about there. Another MG42 out here in the south. We got a big push here by the commandos. Going to be all just spreading out just to, minimise the chance of the grenade doing anything nasty, or for that matter, artillery support. Spreading out here. Plus, of course, it means he wants to get close to him. Of course, that's just allow him to be exposed by fire from every other unit more easily. Popping in, but there you go, mortar assault it. Got the MP44 on the way there. Gruppe Wilhelm tears towards the Allies. Even with Fritz assisting in air quotes. Poor Fritz though, he got crushed. Panzer's going to try and take out the Firefly if possible. Direct hit. And Gruppe Wilhelm almost taken out there. Panther on the way there for HerrOber. He does not go for the King Tiger. Actually, a bit of a surprise here. Was starting to look like I was going to go for it. In this case, I just had to fall back. In fact, I might have pushed too far ahead. It's going to get down this engine thanks to the nearby rifleman, costing me my Panzer IV, but at least not the veteran one. There we go. Panzer IV wasted. Not good play there by me. Not good play. Artillery called in the underline thing down there. Panther almost down there for HerrOber. And just counter-attacking backed up here by the Panzer IV, closing in veteran 3 in the ace level, and there you go, Panther arrives for HerrOber. Panzerkampfwagen 5. So much death though. Farther up north here, HerrOber doing what he can, his veteran 3 also doing their part. And the MP44 is almost at 40 kills. I mean, they're really doing heavy work. Some serious lifting, to be honest. I mean, the MP44 can be good if you know how to get them close. And that's a thing that most people don't know. Of course, you do have the smoke grenades to assist a bit with you there. Oberstleutnant gaining veteran 4. Look at this! We got another star! Yeah! And we're getting more allied artillery fire to forward us forward. I think we should get out of here. Oh, you're always such a very far Dietrich. We can do this. The Germans. I don't think that makes us artillery proof. Plus they're pushing forward, so then pushing the other way around as well. 15 kills on that mortar in place and victory points wise. We got a tiny lead over them now. Fresh Panther 4, they're arriving. Veteran 1 sitting out. Panther there receiving some light repairs up north. Should remember to upgrade the machine gun, which does help versus infantry. Commando section wing, got the Panther force striking, opening up. There you go. Cromwell rolling in, but no backup armor here. Shot bounced. Falling back with the Panther force because I'm a bit worried there might be a Firefly backing up the Cromwell. I don't want to risk losing it. Plus, of course, there's a push here by the infantry on my flank, and I'd rather just murder the infantry I know is going to meet me backed up by an anti-tank weapon, at least as soon as it. Panther moving about here. But not really doing a lot there. Not really doing a lot. More incendiary artillery barrage there from HerrOber's light infantry Geschütz. So landing awfully closer to the battle group headquarters. Oh, units that are being blasted into bits. 41 killed by when the MP-40 is 41! That's impressive. Good work there by Ober. Certainly highlighting how good they can be. But there he goes, about to lose his Panther, which is not good for HerrOber if he loses it. In fact, he might get a call from Guderian kind of reminding him not to throw them away. They don't grow on trees, you know. If they did, Germany might have a chance. Cromwell Firefly moving ahead here. Getting up there, Ahmet pushing it aggressively once more with Cromwell and Firefly. Wants to take out their Panther. I'm going to have to rapidly rush in my tanks here from the south to the north to back up here, since it would be a big loss for HerrOber. He lost his Panther, but there you go. Yankees nearby to make things more difficult. Sprinting Panther going to do is to rush those Yankees and shove some grenades down their throats. I think it's pretty difficult to shove a bang grenade down their throat, but I guess that's part of the challenge. In this case, though, the assault is broken off, so pull back the Panther force to do stuff with them elsewhere. More to the fire here. Slowly approaching the 1 hour mark, in fact. We're roughly 13 minutes away from that. In the south, victory point in Court, Panther force moving about. More reasons there for Captaineasy, who just rolls ahead here, I think, a bit recklessly. We got a veteran 33rd rolling up, plus, of course, the Schwer Panzered Quarters. 200 points left here for the Allies. And unleashing hell on the Schwer Panzered Quarters. Seems like Ahmet is beginning to back up Captaineasy more in the north here, whereas previously we were just playing a more southern focused game where there isn't as much progress. Admittedly, I've also been playing a large part of the same game, and I'm of course taking advantage of Ahmet's focus in the north to actually clear out the mortar cliffs from the south and secure the south centre, in which case you can also begin threatening the flank through here. I also like to have munitions, if not for close to the pocket, and the possibility of considering maybe actually pulling north against them. Maybe. Direct hit on the far Panther there from the Firefly, but the shot bounced. Pretty lucky there for HerrOber. Got another Cromwell out here for Ahmet. An attempt at hammer anvil tactics to backing up in some other way. Moving up armor and infantry support here. HerrOber pressuring the Irish from the south, though he's pretty quick to push back here with tanks of his own. Close to losing a Panther 4 there. Also could consider going for tier 4 maybe some Panthers of my own. Pioneers repulsed there. In the sense north we got HerrOber's Panther there backing up. The infantry of course backed up by numerous Captaineasy. And we still got the light infantry gun, though that has been wiped a few times I think. Big push in the south now from Ahmet as he switches away from the north to the south once more to put pressure in there, realising he can't just leave me alone to do whatever the hell I want to do. So that might backfire on him just a bit. He's leaving the land matches up north here to back up Captaineasy. Panzer Horse they're repairing. Nothing happening there. Push with us after the Cromwell Firefly. Land matches, they're just blasting away these clears. I think trying to take out the Shroud Punch Quarters. It's going to be a rather slow effort with double land matches even, as they aren't necessarily hugely amazing at it. Meanwhile, Ahmet's Western force just pushing through South Centre where I'm basically on the cooldown there, and getting anything back in order for another push. Probably could have considered some telemines down there, and well, you know, Ahmet was basically up north. Bit of a mistake there, me getting in all the artillery might make that less point. Full anyway, so there you go. Panther's going backed up with the Panther here, catching the next tank bit off. Benton one gaining the other. Panther 4, first one is very close to actually 3. Victory points wise, it's remaining pretty close there with a small lead remaining here for the German army. Saps on the way, they're trooping blasted here. MP-44s just need to get out of there. Panther slowly approaching them. Sending the tanks from another angle to try and catch the British army here off guard. Rather than just a tank through here where it's very narrow and the tanks can't move very well. Or I could just, of course, try and check elsewhere. In fact, that seems to be what I'm planning here. I might, in fact, even be trying to set up here for close the pocket. Cluster bombs up almost up the Sturm Pioneers. MP-44s while still alive. Cromwell down. Yup, I am planning a close the pocket move here. I am planning it. There we go. Breakthrough maneuver to quickly move through there. Firefly down. Ahmet has lost all of his armor again. Getting points left, right, and centre here. Going straight to the point. Clear out the cache rapidly and then cut it off. And there we go. And then I learned something. Apparently, all of this somehow connects. Normally, like, if even this is like this sort of corner connection, it won't have you actually like a full side of it. But for some reason, right here, it jolly well works. My entire cluster pocket is ruined. I didn't lose a Panther 4 for it. They do save the Ace one, but still, that was a bit annoying. And obviously, still the like artillery support, but that's not a proper cluster pocket. Damn it! I don't know why they decided this should count. Apparently, there's this small connection actually. Occasionally map design is weird. So yeah, that rather ruined my big surprise. But fortunately, I got an eye on the missions for another one as soon as the cooldown's ready, and that's just about 2 minutes to go. I'll be trying again. I always try again with closer pocket. If I first see an opportunity, I will go for it again until it actually goes off and murders a lot of allies. Even just murders nothing. I want a closer pocket to go off properly. I mean, I already used it twice, obviously, but that's just been so see the light version. We want the heady version. We want the Stukas. We want the rockets. We want the screaming and the wailing. Ah. Another Jackson out here for Captaineasy. Preparing his Shroud Punter's quarters, as you might be noticing, is barely there. Panther having hit virtually 2 Panther moving up here. Troops rushing back and forth. More pioneers on the way to help repair. Plus, I can use the fortune there because of the mechanized Recon headquarter repair pioneers. You know, good sense there. Good sense there. Setting up this time, making sure there's nothing is going to allow these bits here to be connected to something else. But I'm going to go for it again. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get it to work, damn it. No matter the cost. To the Allies, of course. And of course, unless he's quick to build a cache up, they can more easily do it this time around. Allied infantry moving in, the pencils need to be careful. 4646. Oh dear, it might be a wipe here. Scheiße. Heavy land matches fire there. Light infantry gun of a kid before wiped out. MP-44 was while we're still alive at 41 kills. The assault rifle one still haven't caught up. Pulling ahead here. Going in for the land mattress. Anti-tank Jackson opening up to fall back with the Panther Force for now. Hitting the southern victory point, they're trying to stall the bleeding, which we're now starting to get a bigger lead there. Far up north there, Panthers are good to go. Scrap Punter's quarters is almost done there, being fixed out. Punch the head won't work, and there you go. Sappers being wiped out. 33 kills. 34. More problems away there for Ahmet. Rockets, machine gun for assault rifle just flying in all directions. Pushing from the north here. Popping in a stormtrooper escort. And I'm just thinking he's going to supply break here instead. Timing calls, and there you go. Break supply line happening. No Panther full rush this time. I mean, I'm thinking at this stage he hasn't rebuilt the cache. There's just too much else going for them to afford rebuilding a cache. And this time it's going to go off properly. Damn it, there we go. Deutschland, there we go. Meet your rocket. That's a thing up from me, up from him. All the way. Jackson down, Rierson's close being obliterated. Just pandemonium. They managed to quickly connect it, unfortunately. Still, it had an impact taking out the tank destroyer, and of course just put more pressure on the Allies. There you go. Machine gun down, Panther rolling ahead. And ends up right in front of an anti-tank gun. In fact, ends up in front of two anti-tank guns. Less than auspicious there for HerrOber. Panther Force setting out. Troops are reinforcing. Got infantry fighting here desperate in the south. Panther gun is there. Vets only 336 kills. 132 left for the Allies. 179 for the Germans. Panther Force moving in. Pulling back the Cromwell there. Of course, still need to defend the southern victory point. We got cluster bombs called in here in the north against HerrOber by Captaineasy. And the riflemen seeming to actually get wiped by it. I guess there's one thing they actually remember friendly fire to, because a lot of the Allied artillery does actually not have any friendly fire to it. Particularly the British does not. We're in the southern point neutral, but still taking heavy damage from the Panzer Force. We're just unleashing hell. Or rocket, and there you go, King Tiger out for HerrOber. Königstiger. Just so much terrain deformation. So much artillery. I mean, if this was realistic, a lot of it would probably just unexploded munitions. Particularly the Allies, I think, had a thing for that. At least with the bombs. Also, this is a really big mistake with just bunching up that much when, you know, there's a lot of Allied artillery about still. Whew. Not a good move, I mean, not a good move. King Tiger's going out. Panther Force everything repairs. Also got my Pioneer, so I mean, makes more sense to get up there now.
We're losing a capture point.
Slowly approaching a 1 hour long match here. King Tiger ambushing the anti-tank guns. Well, ambushing, just catching them all guard. Shot bouncing off the King Tiger's very thick frontal armour. And the 88 high velocity gun there. Clearly clearing them out. They probably still should spot it with some infantry, to be honest. But at least they got some infantry. We've got stormtroopers with the assault rifles as well there. Panzer guns whipping against the sappers. 6 pounder guns there, pretty crude, but also still flanked. And then go quick sprint here to try and save the King Tiger here as fast as possible. And of course murder the anti-tank and cruise in cold blood. Quick one to deal with the land matches, and there you go. More or less GG here.
Rocket artillery crew been killed. We are now authorized to request more.
Flying up here for the south. Clearing out Captaineasy's southern lines. And there you go, GG. Surrender. A brutal victory right here on Liernux. I would definitely say I think HerrOber did most of the heavier lifting on this match. I was just sort of fighting, I think, and not an efficient fight in the south. Of course, I still think did reasonably well. Obviously, I could have popped anything more into this north here to support HerrOber, but at times just trying to outmaneuver the opponent there, but still fought some brutal fights. And this is not really my kind of terrain either, but still pulled through. HerrOber did well though. The MP40 they were actually pretty solid of a choice there. Managed 44 kills in the end, really good. Certainly, I think, highlights an extent how well they can do. Good use of light guns and the rest, and good use of the doctrine, certainly better than most players could imagine. The only thing it didn't use, in fact, was the Orbital Blitz. And that thing would have just gotten, well, blitzed to death rapidly. Otherwise, utter carnage, utter destruction. Most parts of the map, they just got hammered with artillery at some point or the other. Just absolute destruction. Most of the map has been completely rendered flat. Well, actually not flat. In fact, probably less flat than it was. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Share with your friends, your family, and everyone else. And for what you do, can also donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the video description there. Every bit helps me out a ton, making these videos day after day. So thank you if you do consider it. This is ImperialDane signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.